We have more breaking news in the NHL. Another NHL trade, this one involving a potential UFA and his signing rights being moved. Dallas is moving the signing rights of Chris Tanev to Toronto. We'll discuss the return and what it could mean coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some more breaking news here from the NHL. Chris Tanev signing rights, which belong to the Dallas Stars. Obviously, he's still theoretically under contract here for a couple more days until free agency starts on Monday. On an expiring contract, he was acquired at the deadline from the Calgary Flames and had a good finish to the year with Dallas. They were really hoping to keep him and re-sign him as well. But unfortunately, that looks like it's not going to happen. The Dallas Stars have traded his rights to the Toronto Maple Leafs. We knew the Leafs would definitely be a player for Tanev if he made it to the UFA market, given the connection to former GM Brad Tree living, of course, in Calgary, who signed him there. And Tanev is from Toronto as well, so maybe a homecoming is something he's interested in. So clearly, it's not a surprising move. The return going to Dallas is a 2026 7th rounder and AHL forward Max Ellis. So they don't give up a whole lot, and they now get themselves an exclusive window to negotiate with Tanev here until July 1, see if they can get a deal done. Obviously, they wouldn't have made the move and given up assets here for him if they weren't confident they could get him signed. Now, TSN's Darren Dreger is reporting that it's believed that one way the Leafs are going to be able to make this happen that most teams wouldn't do is they're going to probably overdo the term here. It's likely going to be a long term. Considering Chris Tanev, his age and his injury history and everything like that, most teams that would want to speak to him and probably sign him as a UFA would probably like to keep a term around 3 to 4 years. Well, it looks like this is going to end up being somewhere between 5 and 8 years. We don't know the AAV. I'm not sure what they've discussed in that sense, but it is believed they're going to go long-term, which will keep the AAV down, and they're probably not going to care about the last few years. He very well could even finish on LTIR. Who knows? Obviously, like I said, with this contract, the way he plays, his age, it's really hard to predict what Chris Tanev will be like in 7-8 years' time. But the Leafs do have an edge here. That's going to take a major player off the UFA market if they get this done. And like I said, they have now an exclusive window until July 1 to get it done. They must have had some discussions already, I would suspect, with the agent for Chris Tanev, and like I said, must feel confident that they can do this. Obviously, with John Marino being traded and Brett Pesce rumored to be signing with New Jersey for teams looking for a right shot defenseman, like Ottawa, for example, they were hoping to be in on Tanev. There was a lot of talk that Ottawa might try to trade for his brother Brandon to lure him there. I don't know. There's probably not much hope of that happening now. But with all that said, Matt Roy is another right shot defenseman in LA, which right now appears unlikely that he's probably not going back to the Kings. The last we heard there is their contract negotiations have not gone well, and it looks like he's going to market. I know at the draft on day 2, Steve Staios, the GM of the Senators, and Rob Blake, the GM of the Kings, were seen having several conversations. It could have been a variety of things, but it's speculated that one of those things could have been for Ottawa to acquire the signing rights to Matt Roy. So we'll see if that gets done or not. I know LA is probably still hoping, but the last word was that it wasn't looking good. So Chris Tanev very well could be a Toronto Maple Leaf, although I do wonder what the fan base will think of the contract. If it's going to be really long term, we'll have to see how this all works out. But for right now, it looks like he's going home to Toronto. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the news, rumors, and analysis on all 32 NHL teams. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.